What's up, guys? AKT Gang here. Welcome back to another epic gameplay on blockcraft. Welcome back to Pumpkin's World. Yay! In the previous video, we have made half of the Mob Defense Center, or as I call it, the MDC. And it turned out to be a success, so successful that I have made the second part here. I know it looks awkward, so I know the antenna part right here looks awkward, so I'm gonna modify it. There you go, all modified and ready to go. Like I said, I have completely built the second half entirely, and we are now ready for the little tour. But before we get into it, subscribe to Awesome Kids TV and turn on bell notifications. We're trying to reach 100 or something subscribers. We're going on a adventure to reach 100 subscribers. And if we get to 100 subscribers, we're gonna build a 100 subscribers celebration structure for all we have done for you guys. Anyway, welcome to the MDC Center, where we all have to kill the mobs to save the day and put them in jail only if we get one. That's right, guys. We're gonna get a mob jail. We're getting a mob jail out here for the most fearsome of mob foes. And we're also getting a mobile unit for this place. That's right, I said mobile unit. And for the mobile unit, we're using, of course, all the track essentials. Rails, powered rails, redstone torches, and, of course, chest and hopper minecarts. For the dispensers. Anyway, we are now building the mobile unit. We are starting with the little resting area that the minecart rests in. Right about here. That's where the button we're gonna put in goes, but we're not gonna put it in just yet. But for every stretch of normal rails, we're putting in powered rails so that we can get a boost of speed. That's right, a boost of speed. Sometimes we put in a bridge of powered rails. Sometimes we don't. There you go, that's enough powered rails for that area. Now this is where the track really ends. No pun intended for that, by the way, if you want to know. There are sometimes puns intended. We'll stop right here and put in all the redstone torches. There is one, that is number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Alright. Let's get that button placed in there. Let's do it. I'm gonna go for the good old wooden button. Now, we gotta figure out how we're gonna get to the plains from the desert we live in. Yes, we're trying to go from here all the way down to the plains over there. You see the plains over there we're trying to build to? Yeah, this is where we're building to. So in order to get from the plains, from the desert, we are going to basically have the mobile unit railroad basically go over the water and turn around all the way to the plains. that is what we are doing for this railroad, at least. That's what we're doing. We are going straight like this. And then turning around and going straight again. And we're going to be doing this until the end of the railroad is properly reached. So that's what we're doing to connect all the way to the plains from the desert. Now you saw that little patch of grass? That means we're getting closer and closer to the plains biome. So that means we're really gonna have to pick up the pace here. So that we're gonna have to pick up the pace more often because the plains is a long way away. It's a long, long way away. So long that you need more than just one power rail to get there. Anyway, we're here. We're at the plains. We had done it. We made it all the way to the plains from the desert. We did it. We did it. We did it, man. Yeah, now we're talking. The railroad will stop right about there. So that means we need a mega boost of power here. There we go. Big giant thing of power rails I totally got. We're gonna need to use levers in order to light all this up. We're just gonna get all these rails laid down. This is taking a while. We're speeding it up a little bit. There we go. Once we get every single powered and regular rail placed, we are going to, of course, test it out and see how it goes. Once we do all that, we will claim the railroad open. There we go. This is taking a long while, guys. I'm gonna tell you a little story. If you guys have been if you guys have a ton of wrong number stories to share, oh boy, do I have the YouTube channels for you. We already went for this, but anyway, if you're new, I'll tell you a story. James grew up in a generation where smartphones were a new thing and everyone in his class had one except for him. His parents never got him a cell phone because they didn't want him to access the internet on a device that could fit in his pocket. Because they were super strict and didn't want him looking at internet stuff, which backfired terribly, by the way. So they never gave him a smartphone. They didn't give him one until he was like 16 freaking years old. And now that he's an adult who uses a cell phone every day of his life, he has no idea how on earth he would survive for 16 years without a phone. So when he completed his first sophomore year of high school, he got his very first cell phone, and that cell phone, my friends, was the LG Cosmos 2 cell phone. He did not grow up in the 90s, though. Everyone else had iPhones, and he was the only one with a phone that had a keyboard on it. And with that cell phone, he has been through a couple of incidences where sometimes a random person would call him, thinking he was someone else, and then absolutely would not admit they were wrong. And that was how you segued into the theme of that video. The next story took place at Suabway. That's right, guys. Another Suabway story. Hashtag Suabway4. It wasn't good enough to be in the other three. Anyway, speaking of that, it was, at the time, it was 5 minutes until closing, and they get a call on the Suabway phone, and James picked it up and said, thank you for calling Suabway, how may I help you? He was supposed to say, this is James, how may I help you? But he wasn't going to let that stranger know his name. Pfft, idiot. Anyway, the guy on the line said, hey, what time do you guys close? And James said, in 5 minutes. Is it alright if I show up late? I just need gas. And being the bad employee he was totally willing to make this guy sandwich over the phone, let him pick it up after they closed, and he wouldn't bring him up and pocket the money. He was kidding at the time. That's a crime. He wouldn't do that. Please don't sue him. And the guy at the time was all like, yeah, I can do that. What kind of sandwich do you want? And he said, I just need gas. And the guy was all like, oh, don't worry, sir. This sandwich will give you plenty of gas. I mean, do you want chips or something? No, he said, I just need gas. He was a little confused because he was calling the wrong place, the wrong dude. Yes, so you'll get gas, then are you gonna stop by and pick up a sandwich? And he was all like, I don't want a sandwich. And then it hit him. Even though the first thing he ever said to this guy was, thank you for calling Suabway, I think he thought he was talking to a gas station. And so he was all like, sir, this is a Suabway? And then he just hung up on the guy. Speaking of hanging up on the guy, he's got another crazy, weird, and obscure story to tell you from 3 years ago. I don't know. This next one took place at his home, and he got a call from a number he didn't recognize. Now, at the time, he had friends tell him that they don't answer the phone to a number they don't recognize. But his anxieties won't let him do that. What if it's your bank calling saying your account got hacked? What if it's your grandma, because why would you let her save your phone? Or what if it's your Nigerian uncle who wants to sell you his collection of gold bars and needs your information for a wire transfer? That's a scam, by the way, if you want to know. You may never know. So he picks up the phone. So he answered it, and it turns out it was this woman asking for a Lawrence figure. And James naturally said, oh, I know you have the wrong number. And she goes, isn't this 416295? That's obviously not a real number, so please do not call it. And James said, no, this is 416293, because that's my phone number. Again, that's not an actual phone number, so please don't call it. And naturally, she goes, Frey? I don't think I pushed Frey. James at the time was pretty confused because at the time his number was 416293. Truth, it's really not. And she thought she didn't push number 3. And James had no idea how she was talking to him at the time, unless she did push number 3. And so he was all like, well, obviously you did. And then he wrote a comic about the whole situation because he thought the internet was funny. Anyway, let's make that little mob jail. For the mob jail, we're gonna use an iron door and some oak wood. We're only making a couple of cells, not too many though. This is cell number 1. There you go, cell number 1. This is, this next one is jail cell number 2. This is cell number 2. Next to number 1, of course, naturally. Next up we have is number 3. There you go. This is number 2. This is number 3. We're now building number 3. Number 3, you're with me? I don't know why I love rhyming so much. I forget why I love rhyming so much sometimes, by the way, if you want to know. There you go. All 3 main jail cells are now complete. We can now build the outer perimeter of the prison. We'll get another cell once we get enough money and or insurance, I would say, to get more prisoners. But for now, I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.